Angel Reese was older, I would have gotten on her about what she just said. Because I would have been like, how naive can you be?
The WNBA is totally losing its mind because on a recent comedy show Angel Reese said she would replace Caitlin Clark like a real living legend could be taken down by someone who is always busy acting hurt and crying for cameras. Oh, and don't forget how she keeps complaining that her pay isn't good enough. At this point, Angel has officially been labeled a dud.
Wonderful player, but she does not compare to what and who Caitlin Clark is when she's on the basketball floor. Plain and simple.
It's really silly. How does she think she can beat Clark, the player who makes history every season? Reese has only learned how to laugh at herself, but who knows, maybe she's getting prizes for looking sad. Before Reese talks about taking over the WNBA, she should probably look at her reputation first. Changing coaches won't turn her into the big highlight. She needs to fix her attitude first. Look,
there's nothing that she does where you go, did you see her?
Angel Reese seems to think that training with David Alexander, LeBron James' trainer, will turn her into the next big star in women's basketball. Yeah, it sounds like working with one of the best trainers on earth will suddenly make her superhuman and ready to knock Caitlin Clark off the throne. But while Reese is out there doing whatever it is that involves fixing her basic movement stuff, Caitlin Clark is busy actually getting better at shooting and setting up plays. You know, the things that really matter when you want to be the best player on the floor. So good luck. Angel Clark is sharpening skills that already put you way behind while you're busy with whatever it is you're doing. Reese might have had a great run at LSU, but thinking she's on the same level as Clark is like saying you're dropping a new album after singing in the shower for 5 minutes. That's not competition, that's just delusion. Even though Clark is basically the queen of basketball, overall Reese might have been the queen at LSU, but while Caitlin is out there changing the whole game, Reese is busy bragging about passing Clark. So yeah, please tell me more about how you're going to take down a legend before you've even really started playing with the pros.
I only lost 7 games in my last 2 years at LSU, so like, it's been hard for me, but adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of like just moving on has been something I try to give myself a little bit of grace.
Now let's go back to the 2023 NCAA Championship. You remember it? Reese was trying really hard to take Clark's spotlight with that childish taunt, doing the "you can't see me" move right in Clark's face. Oh yeah, it was a moment for sure, but for all the wrong reasons. While Reese was busy acting like it was a wrestling show with her hand move, Clark was out there easily scoring more than everyone else, including her, and Reese's big moment was just a weak try to feel important by stealing attention for about 5 seconds. Reese was simply putting on a show to get noticed. This isn't the same story.
But they still ask you about Rookie of the Year. Yeah. What is your stance on that?
So my whole thing was like, when I got drafted, number 7. So I'm like, cool. Like, the pressure is not even on me because I'm drafted 7, so the pressure shouldn't be up there. So I'm like, all right, cool. I can just hoop. So I don't know when like it started to just break out where I was just in Rookie of the Year conversations. I'm like, all right, cool.
It's because you started killing it.
Well, yeah.
Speaking of stats, let's be real. Reese's WNBA debut wasn't very exciting. Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, lights up the league with about 19.2 points per game and piles up assists like she's been there forever. Meanwhile, Reese scores 13.6 points per game, which is almost 6 points less than Clark, in case anyone didn't notice. Oh, and don't forget, Clark led all rookies and handed out 8.4 assists per game. So what was Ray doing? She was still figuring out how to make her shots consistently, but hey, she tried her best. Now let's talk about the Rookie of the Year award. Reese only made it to the finals, which honestly sounds like a participation prize at this point. Clark didn't just win, she came into the league and made it very clear she was ready to take over, and now she's out there while others are trying to catch up. Clark took that trophy easily, it wasn't even close.
So I think it's really just the fans, her fans, the Iowa fans, now the Indiana fans that are like, they ride for her, and I respect that respectfully, but sometimes it's very disrespectful. I think there's a lot of—
But wait, things are supposed to get better. Reese's life off the court has really turned into a circus. She signed a shoe deal with Reebok, which is somehow a huge deal for someone who still hasn't proven she can play great all the time at the top level. Let's clap for that moment. Meanwhile, Clark is out there changing the game with every single move she makes. Ray is busy showing off her lifestyle on Instagram, which is nice and all, but if you think that's going to help you beat Clark, then honestly, good luck. If it were me, I'd start focusing more on basketball instead of worrying about how many likes my posts are getting. In the meantime, Clark is running her business, staying locked in on the game and clearly not stressing about how much a Starbucks latte costs. Let's really talk about this unmatched league that Reese hopes will be her big moment. This 3x3 league is set to start in January 2025 with 34 of the best players in the world, and yes, that's a big deal. Reese loves bringing it up. She keeps pointing out her WNBA salary of $73,439 and talking about how expensive life is. Sweetheart, maybe it's time to learn how To budget better, because this isn't just about money or headlines, it's about how you actually play, and right now Reese's performance doesn't scream I'm ready for this level, it more like says I still need a lot of work. When all these elite players come together, she's basically walking into a lion's den. I get that she will make $250,000 for the 8-week season, which is a huge jump from her small $81,000 WNBA salary, and that's nice, but here's where it gets interesting. Ree is joining a league filled with some of the most talented players on the planet. Yes, Ree, you might be aiming for the spotlight, but when the game starts, the spotlight stays on the players who can really deliver. If Reese thinks just showing up and having fun will make her the next big star, she's in for a rude wake-up call. Critics are already calling this an overestimate, and honestly, they might be right. Yes, the league will be exciting and packed with top talent, but Ree is nowhere near the level of players who have already proven themselves there. So while she may get attention, she could also get exposed. This league might show just how far behind Reese really is compared to Clark, and maybe even highlight how much work she still needs before she's on the same level if she doesn't improve. And honestly, it's mostly her fans, the Iowans and now the Indiana fans, who back her, and I do respect that, but sometimes it feels really insulting, and I think there's a lot of racism mixed into this too. Here's the reality check-in. Pro basketball: if you want to challenge the greatest, you better have the skills to back it up. Right now, Reese can talk all she wants about beating Clark, but at the end of the day, that's just cheap talk that goes nowhere. Reese's mouth is working harder than her game. She makes these big, bold claims, but the problem is she doesn't have the ability to make them real. Clark has already proven she's the real thing, and Reese is still stuck in the someday I'll get there stage, and let's not forget that while Reese trains with one of the best coaches out there, Clark is still grinding every day doing the work that actually matters. You can't buy greatness. You can't just train with a top coach and expect to suddenly take down a legend. It takes years of dedication, steady effort, and most of all, talent. While Reese is busy learning basic movement, Clark is out there making history every time she steps on the court. So when Reese says she's going to dethrone Clark, let's just say the only thing she's really knocking down is her grip on reality. This unrivaled league, yeah, it's a good chance for Reese to get exposure, but let's be honest, it could also make the gap between her and Clark even more obvious. It's easy to talk about taking over when no one is really pushing you, but once you face true elite competition, that's when things get real, and right now Ree is still nowhere close to Clark's level. If she doesn't step up her game and stop acting like she's already arrived, she'll end up as a small footnote in Clark's story, not the one who takes her crown.